What is happening, guys? My name is Wes, and today we're gonna get into loot filter in Path of Exile. Now, with the upcoming release of Path of Exile 2, so there's a lot of new players and there's a lot of older player that hasn't logged into the game for a long time. Like myself, I haven't logged in for a couple years, and I decided to play the game. And the first most important thing that I'm concerned about is the loot filter. And as a player who play on both PC and also on console, I play on Xbox, and the loot filter can be problematic for people on consoles. And there are a lot of loot filters out there that you can decide to use, and it is important that you use a loot filter, especially when you're gonna play the new sequel of the game. But if you are going to learn the game from Path of Exile 1, then it is important that you start playing the game with a loot filter. That said, there are some options for you. So when you start playing the game as a new player and you go to the option menu, so it's in game right now, just press your menu button. I'm on Xbox, and the menu button is the three horizontal bar that are next to the X button. So go there and press that button and hold it, and then go down to options. So when you go to options, you're gonna find yourself the top one is gonna be the item filter. And there, if you click on it, and you can have a lot of options. But there are a lot of options. You probably should not mess with any other option, but default is gonna be yours. But today we're not gonna worry about the default, simply because we have the experts in the POE community that already created some loot filters for you to use. There is no reason for you to go and try to create your own loot filter, because people spend a lot of time doing this for you. That way make things a lot easier for you. Then you can just worry about learning the game, playing the game, rather than trying to mess with loot filter. But eventually, if you decide that's what you want to do, then be my guest and go and do it. But you also have all those other options, the NS, soft, regular, and you're gonna have some other ones, strict. If you want to mess around with those, you can go and do so. But for now, all you got to worry about whether or not you get a good loot filter from one of the experts, and that's what we're gonna do today. So, like for instance, you see me right here. I have some of the ZIZARAN is one of the expert. And you also have Never Sync, which is another good option that you can use, which is what you see right here. But today I'm going to show you how to use their filters that they make for PC and use it on console. It is a very easy process, so I'm going to show you like everything that I got here. So what I'm going to transfer, that way I show you that it works, is not there right now. So it's going to be ZIZARAN, the in-game loot filter. So let's go to the website. So make your way to pathofexile.com. I will leave a link in the description. That way you can get to there. Once you get to pathofexile.com, you're going to have these options: log in, create an account, or contact support. But we're going to go log in because I already have an account. But if you don't have an account, make sure you create one. So once you create one, then you're going to be able to log in. So if we go to log in right now, you're going to see those options. If you're playing on Steam, Epic, or Xbox, or PlayStation, then you can log in with one of those credentials. For me, I'm playing on Xbox. I'm going to use my Xbox credential. Now that I logged in with my Xbox credential, it's going to show you all the options that you have available to you. It's going to show your character. It transfers everything that you have on your Xbox to the website, and you can just manage things from there. Anyway, you can see you're going to have your name, your game tag right here. Now, recently, POE has added a number to your name tag. This may not be what you see on your console, but when you come to the website, you're going to see this is a way to identify players, because when they do the migration, they want to make things easier for everybody else. So you're going to see that. You're going to see the credit that you have. If you have any credit for your account, then everything is going to show here. So providing that you already create an account and everything works out, so you can click on this right here. And the reason why you click on this right here is because normally you want to refresh the website, so whatever it is happening is synced. So we're going to click on this. And so that tells me everything is synced. So whatever I have here is good to go. So I can see everything right here. You can see your characters and whatnot. Now we're gonna go over to item filters. So we're gonna click on this right here. Now, if you are someone that already has a couple of filters that you already use, like the ones that I was showing you inside my Xbox, you can see I have the early one for Ziz, and also get the one that I show you for the campaign, and also have the mid one for Ziz. This is mid game, this is early game, so I already got those, but now I am going to download the end game one so I can show you guys that it works without any hiccups. So in any case, what we're gonna do right now, just where you see where it says item filter ladder, just click on this. So once you click on this, then you are going to have all these options with all those loot filters that the experts have already created. And one of the trusted one is NeverSync. They created a lot of filters, and that's why you see a lot of them in game when you see the NS. That has to do with NeverSync. And it is fair to say that the POE folks really trust these guys. And those guys are expert because they've been doing it for years, and you can trust them. In any case, now for our example today, we are going to use a ZIZARAN because this is the build that I'm following. This is the build that I am following for ZIZARAN. That's for the new league. And you can see, you can just go and follow this if you want, or something else, whatever. So it is a POBN. So if you follow this, and you're gonna follow everything that he's doing, and if you're following his build, then one of the important things is to also follow the loot filter. So this is what we are doing. So let's go back to the loot filters, and I'm going to look for Ziz. And it is on the second page, I already know that, so I'm going to look for the endgame one. And this is the early one. So if you want the early one, what you gotta do, just click on it, and then just click follow. For mine, I already follow it, so I have unfollow available. But for you, if you haven't done it, it's gonna have the option to follow. Once you click follow, it is gonna go straight to your Xbox or PlayStation, whichever one. But there is another option that you can use if, say for instance, the one for follow does not work and you don't see it in your PlayStation. In my experience, it goes instantly and I never have any issues. But you might have to wait for a couple of minutes, depends on your internet or whatever. But it should be there when you go in game. So that's the reason why I already show you it's on game, because I already follow that filter. But the other option is to use copy. So if you use copy, and now you're gonna have an option where it says right here, you can rename it if you want to, but right here where it says platform, you can click on this one right here and just click whether you're on Xbox or PlayStation. So for PlayStation, it's gonna be POE Sony, and for Xbox, it's gonna be POE Xbox. So you can click on this, and that will be good for the Xbox, and you just click submit, and you will be good to go. Now you can check every little box that you want if you want to, but that's another option. But you don't have to do that. The only reason you would do that if you have problem with doing the one that where you just follow. So I'm gonna go back and show you how follow works. In any case, so for me, in my instance, I want to use the end game for ZIZARAN loot filter, and this is this one right here. It's number 28, so I'm gonna click on it. All right. Now you see I have the option that says follow and also copy, but I'm gonna hit follow, right? So I'm gonna hit follow. And so now we're gonna go back in game and we're gonna check it out to see if it is there. So now that we are in game, we press the menu button again. So we're gonna go back to option, and then we're gonna go to loot filter. And as you can see right here, before I did not have Ziz endgame filter, now it is there. So all you gotta do to activate it, to make sure that you use it, is just click on it, and then it's gonna be the loot filter that you are going to use. So now if I am at endgame, and this is the one that I'm gonna use, this is what's gonna help me to manage my loot. But in this instance, I am not going to use the endgame one, I'm just gonna use the early game one. So to click on this, I'm just gonna go back to early. And then this is what I'm gonna leave it as, and then I'm gonna go play the game. Now, while you are in game, you're gonna notice items are gonna be colored, and they're gonna have distinction, knowing that what you are looking for based on the way that ZIZARAN actually set it up for you. So here I am. So I went and find some enemies, and then I kill a few enemies, and then they drop some loot. Now there is a difference. When you look at, let's go to the options. Now I put it back on default. So now it is on default, right? So now we start looking at the loot that you're gonna see on the ground. Notice the size of the letters, the color, and all that kind of stuff when you see stuff on the ground. And when I switch it to a different loot filter, and you're gonna notice a difference. And then I'm gonna show you something else. Whereas, you know, some of the things that are hidden, you can just show them by just pressing the left analog stick down, and then it will show certain things that you may not see if you are in a different loot filter. All right, so now I'm going back to, let me kill this guy right here so I can just go back to my filter. So go back to the option, and I'm gonna change the filter. So the good thing about it, you can change it on the fly. So I'm gonna go back to ZIZARAN filter. So now I'm in the ZIZARAN filter, and I'm gonna show you. You can see the size of the letters now, and the color, how they change. If you were paying attention, you can see now the letters are bigger. So that's the way Ziz set up his loot filter to make things pop up. That way you can see if there is something that you are looking for. For instance, Scroll of Wisdom, very early on, you need those because you need those to identify your loot while they are in your inventory. That way you'll be able to equip them. And if this is popped out like this, and you know, oh, there's a wisdom, so I can pick it up real fast. So he kind of make it beginners friendly. That way you can see things pop out and you can use them. Like you see how big those letters are right now. So if I go and switch to the different one, let's go back to the default. Do you see how those are smaller now? Whereas in ZIZARAN filter, they are so big and you cannot miss them. So those are some of the difference early on for you to just returning to the game or a new player. It makes it a lot easier to use one of the experts loot filter in any case. So that's the gist of things. When you go back to your console to actually play one of those filter, it makes things a lot easier for you. And when you get to the mid game and late game, you switch one of those filters, it'll make things a lot easier for you. Easier to identify your loot and to see the one that you need versus the one that you don't need. That way you're not worried about crap and all that kind of things. Now we're gonna go back to the website, and I'm gonna show you another option that you can use. This website right here, I'm gonna leave a link in the description, and you can use Filter Blade. It is also made by those NeverSync folks, and they are some of the most trusted one in the community for you to use their filter, because they've been doing this for years. So if you want to come here and then use one of their filter, you got some options. If you're a hardcore player, you can use this one. If you're a softcore player, you can use this one right here. All you got to do is just look to see what they're trying to do and what they're trying to help you with. They just color everything and make it easy for you. And then if you like it, all you got to do is just click on Export to POE, and then just follow everything else. And then if you want to use this, and that's what you use. But me, I stick with what is on the POE website. Use ZIZARAN and use the one for NeverSync, and you are good to go. But if you need some other options, then there you have it. Anyway, that's basically all we have. Hopefully this helps you out if you're a new player or a returning player. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you guys in the next one.